Alright, today guys, I'm going to be installing a K&N Air filter on a 2018 Honda CB500F. It's probably the same from, I think, from 2015 or 2015 to 2019. And it's pretty easy. All we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking out the battery. It's probably the most difficult thing to do is to take the battery out and just install this. So basically all you're going to need is you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. You're going to need a 10mm wrench and a socket, or you can just use a Phillips screwdriver and of course your air filter. And what I like to do is I like to loosen up the positive first. And then your negative. Oh, sorry guys. I'll take that off. Okay. And then what I like to do is put the screws back into the posts. Basically, that way you don't lose them. They installed a quick release battery charging kit on this. I would recommend getting one. They're really handy for charging up your battery. And what you're going to do is you're going to take and we're going to release this rubber clamp here. Take that off, and it just kind of snaps over the top of this thing here, and then we're going to release the battery, pull it out. Pretty simple. Small battery. There's the case there. And we're just going to set this down here. Then you have a screw here. Get that into focus. A screw here and on the other side. And then there's one down here. It's kind of tight to get to. And then the one down here. And like I said, I like to put the screws back in the holes if I can. This is just to hold the wiring harness right here. You can see the little wiring clip there that just holds it to that case. I'm going to unscrew this, get that done. Sorry about that, I had to get a different Phillips. Or if you want, you can just put the screws back in your battery tray right here. Use that to hold the screws, but I like to stick it back in there, that way it doesn't roll around and I don't lose it nowhere. Screw over here. Go for this one next. We got one on the left side here. Screw that. And these are probably torqued down maybe, I would say maybe 3 to 5 foot-pounds. And then you got these down here. Let's move this. You got this one down here. These are the ones that are kind of tricky to get to, but as long as you can loosen them up, it'll be fine. Just try not to lose them. Sorry about the shaky camera. But this is really simple. It's not a hard install. Alright, we're going to come to the right side of the bike and unscrew this. Like I said, these are probably the hardest ones to get to. Get in there, get a better view on it there. We're going to unscrew this, and then this thing should pop right off. If you can't, the screws don't come all the way out, all the way. You can just leave them in this here. And then once you put them back on, you should be able to realign them back up. All right, now now that we got that loose, we're just going to go ahead and stick this down in there like this, and this thing should pop right off of here. Slide right out. There we go. That one over there might still be tight, so we'll get that unloosened a little more. All right, there we go. Just pop this off here. This out of the way. Should slide right out and kind of pull it out and then up. You can see the screws are still in there. I'll just leave that in there, and that's basically what this looks like. Go ahead and get our Phillips screwdriver and remove this. I already cracked these loose. They're not that loose. I'd say these were probably torqued down. Again, maybe 5 pounds, 5-6 foot-pounds. They're not really hard to remove, but we won't be using these screws anymore anyway, so we'll go ahead and remove the rest of these, and then we'll go ahead and pop the K&N on there. All right, this is with it off. It's always a good idea, guys, to keep your OEM parts. I know this filter has been on this bike for 1,500 miles. So just because I had things apart and I was doing some other stuff to the bike, I figured that I might as well change the air filter now. I thought about doing the plugs, but the plugs don't need it. They won't need it for a while because there's been, the bike, it's only, like I said, it's only got 1,500 miles on it. So we're going to take this out of the package over here, and we're going to remove this. It's on here. And you'll know which way to put this on because you want the rubber covering the holes here. So open. So it's quite oily, which is good. So basically what you want to do is you want to put it this way. It's going to cover the holes. I'm going to get it mounted on there good so it's all the way down inside there. And then basically to put it back on, you just want to do it in the reverse order. So I'm going to get this back on there and we'll go from there. It's also a good idea, guys, to take like a lint-free rag or something, or a shop rag, and just wipe off debris that's in there. Just make sure you ain't got no debris in there. That's just a good idea to do so. And just check up in there and make sure there's nothing up inside there. It's all clean. Everything looks good. Just sticking it back, warm it back down in there. There we go. Warm it down in there. There we go. And that's basically how you get it on there. And you already got to, you can see the screw right there and the screw there. And then of course we have this one here that mounts the wiring harness back on here, and then these two screws here. So I'm going to get those buttoned up and then we'll be all done. Okay, and when doing this, you don't want to over torque these. You want to take them down and snug them down to where they just stop, because you can crack this plastic. I'm gonna come over here and get this in here. We have one more screw after that, and then we'll be good to go. And you can pretty much see how long the screw is. Try to get you guys a view here. Once again, I apologize for the shaky camera. And you guys can use whatever tools you feel necessary to use. I mean, I got just Craftsman tools, snap-ons, all kinds of stuff. This is probably the longest part. And you just, like I said, you just want to tighten them down right to where they stop. And that way they're snug. Got one more bottom one down there. We're going to tighten up that bottom one right there and get this on here, and then we'll be all done. You can too down here. You can use a smaller screwdriver, or a shorter one, or a Phillips screwdriver. But I would kind of recommend using a shorter one. For some reason, I have misplaced my shorter Phillips screwdriver. I'm just gonna put this back in here like so. You can see this is not a hard job, guys. It's pretty simple. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is to install the battery. Get this rubber clamp down on here. I was probably going to use 2 hands for this. Then we have this little clip down here that clips onto the casing around the battery. I'm going to get that clipped on there. Put the terminals back on, and then we'll be all done. Alright guys, so we got that all hooked back together. By all means, please take this to a shop to have this done, or refer to your service manual when doing this. You don't have to listen to me. By all means, do not listen to me, but I'm just basically showing you what I did to my bike. It's an easy install if you want to do it yourself, if you're mechanically inclined. So, but the filter, it cost me around $50. So, which isn't too bad because it's reusable. You can take them out, and you need to get the oil when you wash this out with like Dawn dishwashing liquid, and then you'll have to get the oil to spray the filter back down. So hey guys, if you liked my video and you learned anything, please leave a comment. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like button, and thanks for watching. Peace!